Hello, hello. Good morning. Hopefully everyone is doing well this morning in fourth quarter. Are you feeling as tired as what I am? I know it's that time of year when you're just running ragged. You're working very, very hard and doing everything that you can. All right. Thanks for joining us, Michelle. Maybe there's a few more that will join us here, but this is going to be a lot easier than what I was using before. And go ahead and feel free to share this with anyone that you want to that needs some help with some Pinterest. So today, what I thought we could do is a question and answer session. This is open to anybody and everyone. So it's not just for those who are inside of the course, the Pinterest for e-commerce course with Pin Traffic Power, but for anybody and everyone who needs some help or has questions about Pinterest or how it can help your business, or there's maybe a certain part of it that you need help with to help you kind of push forward and move forward quickly. And so we'll see if there's any question or comments that come through. While I'm waiting for that, something else that I was thinking about doing was taking a look at something we've been talking about in the Pin Traffic Power course and our private Facebook group. We had been talking about gift guides, and I wanted to maybe show an example of one that is kind of a case study in a way of someone who has a blog. It's not, a big blog. It's not getting a ton of traffic quite yet, but yet is doing very, very well with driving that traffic in using Pinterest, and I've been pretty impressed by this. I found them on Pinterest when I was doing some work on Pinterest for one of my clients and discovered their gift guides. And I thought it was really fascinating to see some things there. So I'm going to quickly look them up on Pinterest so that we could take a look a little bit closer at some of this. And again, if you have any questions that you want answered or help with, jump in and write them down in the comments as quickly as you can. And then I'll be able to answer those questions for you. What's really cool is that I can share my screen, which is awesome using this. So that makes it a lot easier for me to help you in a lot of different ways. Let's see. We can take a look here. And not seeing any questions or comments come through quite yet. So whenever you have one, go ahead and feel free to put it down at the bottom. Let's see if I can share my screen here. And we'll see what can happen here. Okay. All right. I know that I can share my screen using this, but I'm on the free trial with this at this point, so they may not be giving me that option. So what I want to do is I want to show you through this link, and you can take a look at it. This is, I'll put it down here, maybe in the comments. If I could see them. This is a person that we've been talking about in the group that is the organic goat lady, and that just showed up there for you down in the comments. So if you can, go ahead and click on that link and go to Pinterest. And I'd really like to be able to share my screen if I can. And I know that I can. For some reason, it's not showing up for me here. So we'll see what happens. But on that page with Pinterest, you can see that this person has already developed about 2,000 followers and has probably been blogging for maybe a year or so, and is basically mostly getting revenue off of ads, running ads on the blog and affiliate products. And I believe also sells essential oils, so probably some direct market sales as well. Is doing some direct market sales. and is developed quite a big following. I started noticing some gift guides that she was creating that was really, really cool. And this is going to drive me crazy unless I can share my screen here. I'm not seeing where I can do that. So if you click on that link and you go over to Pinterest to take a look at what I'm looking at, and then later on, maybe once it gets out of this free trial with the system that I'm using here for this live broadcast, hopefully then it will allow me to share my screen. I don't know why it's not allowing me to. But anyways, you can go over there and explore some of the things. Of course, the very first board that you need to have is about your store. If you are selling products in a store, or if you have any products that you're selling, it needs to be your product board. It could be a store board if you have a Shopify store. It's going to be just a board that's filled with your products. And then the second board that you want to have is your blog. It's all about your blog. It's all the articles that you write on your blog. That needs to be in your very second board that you have on Pinterest. That way, when people go to your Pinterest profile, they can immediately go to the stuff that you've been writing, the stuff, your products that you have. They can learn about that quickly. They can find it quickly in case they want to repin it or save. Okay, so I noticed that with the Organic Goat Lady, she's got quite a few boards here that are group boards. And you have to be very careful with that because it's very easy for those group boards to get pretty spammy. And what I think is really cool instead is to use the Tailwind tribes. That seems to be a better way to control some of the stuff that's in the boards. I was in a group board, or had a client in a group board, and then I started to look a little bit closer to that group board and noticed some products that had some language on it that was inappropriate on the products. And I thought, no, we can't do this, because Pinterest might take a look at that and say, well, okay, this is inappropriate, and then they associate that with every person that's inside of that group board. So you've got to be very, very careful there. And what kind of group board that you get involved in. You really do need to take the time to look through the stuff in the board periodically, probably at least once a week, if not once a month at the very least, so that you can get an idea of what's going on there. And so she's in a few of those, but probably knows the people that are in that board pretty well, and has probably started that group board herself and has invited people in that she sees as writing some really, really good stuff. So if you're going to do group boards, there's a lot of people out there that are teaching group boards. You've got to be very picky about what group board that you join. And it's actually better if you just create the group board yourself and invite the people in, because you have better control over what's going to be inside of your group board. So if someone starts spamming or putting some inappropriate things in that group board, then you can kick them out. You can get rid of that a lot easier. So that's just something to be aware of. Okay. When you look through a little bit closer here, we're going to run into some things that is about her blog, and you're going to find some gift guides that I thought were really cool. So in the Pin Traffic Power, the Facebook group that we have for those that are in the course, in the Pinterest for e-commerce course, those gift guides were all about goats. That's what was interesting. It was about goat gifts and all kinds of, cool stuff. And so, there's not a real way for me to share my screen, and that's going to drive me crazy. And I'm not seeing it on here. Okay. So what you need to do is just look around on her Pinterest page, because her pins are really good. She does a really, really nice job with her pins. She's got a logo that she puts on the bottom of each of her pin. At this point, her logo is kind of a teal colored goat. And then she has her URL, her domain name, theorganicgoatlady.com, on the bottom of their pins, which is great. You could do that, or you could just do a simple logo. You could do both, a logo and your website URL, whatever it is that you want to do, but you're watermarking your pin so that if someone else decides that they want to use your pin and they change the link that it goes to, it's very noticeable that they're trying to use your work that you've created to boost their own site. And that's really, really frowned upon. And it's very noticeable if you watermark your pin, because if your pin is watermarked and it leads to somewhere else than the URL link or the logo that is in your pin, then it's very clear to everybody that someone did that. And they're going to be marked as untrustworthy. Okay. So it's not really going to hurt you. What you're doing is you're protecting your work, protecting the pins that you're creating, but it's going to hurt the other person who is making those pins go to places that is not your website, that is their own website. So it's really hurting them more so than helping them. They think that they're helping themselves by trying to just use your work for their purposes, and it never works out that way. So the pins are really nice. She's using some pictures. Some of these are stock photos. Some of them are not, maybe pictures that she took herself. Notice that there's always a text over the top. It's called a text overlay. And so I'm looking at some of the very first board that she has. It says 5 healthy cookbooks that your kitchen needs. Okay, so that is an example of, with the 5 healthy cookbooks that your kitchen needs. If you click through that pin and go to her website, she's probably has these listed as affiliate links, and this is the revenue that is coming up from this. So it's very, very simple and easy. She does have pictures there on her blog, which is very essential to have 2 or 3 pictures there of whatever it is that you want. She's talking about her cookbooks. She does have some ads running, so she's getting ad revenue as well. We could talk about that later down the road for those of you that have blogs, of how you can monetize it. And how you can monetize it no matter how small your traffic is or how big your traffic is, so that as you grow it over time, you can monetize it further and further. And there's different things that can do that. It could be affiliate marketing. It could be the ads, people allowing ads to be run. There's a lot of different things. So she's got listed out here some of her cookbooks. She's got some ads that are running. She's also using Amazon Associates with affiliate links, and it's called Native Shopping Ads, which is where it says My Amazon Picks. And they are different things that she has handpicked herself of products that she loves. Some of them are cookbooks. Some of them are pasta, because probably some of the cookbooks she's talking about is about pasta. And she's taken time to talk about each one of these, why she likes the cookbook, some things about it. So notice that there's, trying to see if there's the pin on her blog. No, the pin is not showing on her blog, and that's okay. If you don't want your pin to show up on your blog, that's okay. You don't have to. I use Social Warfare, and I do like to have it show because I want to encourage other people to pin it over on the Pinterest. But with Social Warfare, you can also choose to have it not show if you want. So if you don't want people to see that pin because you think it looks really ugly on your website or blog or wherever it is that you're using, then you can hide it. So it looks like that hers is hidden. And when I'm on Pinterest and I see this pin for the 5 healthy cookbooks that your kitchen needs, well, she's got more than one pin that leads to the same exact page. So what she did was she wrote one blog post with affiliate links. And of course, she's got ads running on her blog, her website. And she's got 1, 2, 3 pins that are slightly different that all go to the same place. So that is a really great tip. And that's something that I like to do as well. I would make a minimum of 2 pins for each URL link that you're sending it to, whether it's Amazon, eBay, Etsy, any of your products there, whether it's your blog, whether it's Shopify, wherever it is that you're trying to drive traffic to. That's something that I think that you want to do, is to create more than one pin. So what I'm showing you is that Pinterest pin that you can click on and go to right now, so that you can talk about what I'm take a look at what I'm viewing with this person. It's kind of our little case study here. I think it's really fascinating to have a case study where you're learning from someone else. And so this is a person who's doing well. They're doing everything really, really well. And they're fairly new. You know, they're not a huge blogger, but they're probably making a few $100s a month on just what they've done so far. And I really think you can actually do that in a short amount of time, shorter than what most people think that you can, especially if you're driving traffic with Pinterest. So you don't have to wait until you have, 100,000 page views on your Shopify store, on your blog, in order to start making some revenue from it. You really can make some revenue a little bit sooner with the traffic, whatever traffic that you have at the time. And there's different ways of doing that. So she's making about 3 pins per each blog post that she has. I think that's great. I would actually want to increase that up to 5. And if you wanted to go crazy, you could go up to 10 very easily over time. One technique that you could do is you can create pins that are all slightly different. They could be a different color scheme. They could be a different text where it says the title or the text overlay is slightly different on each one of them. You could do that if you want to. You could have different pictures. You can also use different typography so that it just looks different. It may be the same text, but the typography is maybe what makes the difference. And this technique is being used very, very widely on Pinterest right now because it's important for you to test all of those elements to see which pins are giving you the highest click-through rate. So if you want to test out typography, then make 2 or 3 pins where the typography is a little bit different in what you're writing, but you keep everything else the same so that you could see what reactions people have when they see the pin. Are they more willing to click through just because of the typography? Maybe you want to keep the typography the same, the wording the same, but you want to change the color scheme, or you want to change the pictures on the pin to test that out and see how it does well for you. So that would be another good idea to do, is to test the pictures on the pin or the color scheme. It may be that the color scheme you were thinking of using is not going to work quite as well as if you were to take the time to find a little bit different color scheme and test that out to see if it's going to get a higher click-through rate. So what you're really wanting on Pinterest is a click-through rate. That's what you're really wanting. And you want the saves and repins, yes, but ultimately, at some point in time, you want them to click through, to go to your blog, to go to your products, to go to your website. So what we're doing is we're really studying all kinds of pins, and we're studying the way that people are testing and trying things to see, what is it that we can do to get that click-through rate to go up higher. So that's what I test out for myself, and I test that out for my clients as well. As at the end of the month, we take a look at that and see what is it that is giving a good click-through rate or is giving good saves and repins. Is it the color scheme? Is it the fact that we're using more of the brighter colors of pinks and reds? Maybe some yellows and oranges. Is it more of the pastel colors? Is it the pastels that people are really loving on Pinterest because there are a lot of women there and they might really like anything that is pastel and that draws their attention? So there could be a number of factors here, but the point is to test your pins. I would not stop at creating one pin and saying, well, I'm done. I really wouldn't. I think that you're really, really close to having a breakthrough if you were to take the time to make 2 to 3 pins and make all 2 to 3 pins slightly different. And you test those and you find out which one of those is giving you the highest click-through rate. Did one of them happen to go viral? Is one of them getting saved more often? If so, then you've got your winning pin. And if you do that every single time that you create your pins, you're going to have a pattern that you can look at. And that pattern might be the certain color scheme. It might be certain pictures. It might be the typography. It might be just the wording that you put on the pin with the text overlay. So with your wording, you do need to have very, very catchy titles. It doesn't have to match the title of your blog post. It doesn't have to match the title of the link of wherever it's going to. It doesn't have to match that whatsoever. So don't worry about that being a rule. I mean, it's not really a rule. In fact, I would say forget about rules in general. What we're looking for is what works. What works? What is going to bring the people to your products? So throw the rules out the window. There are no rules. And do testing, experiment, and do testing instead. Don't let rules stop you thinking that you're going to do something wrong. So I really love how she's testing her pins. She's making 2 to 3 different pins for every single blog post that she's writing. And in every single blog post, she's got some type of product in there, whether it be a physical product that she's selling herself through probably direct sales marketing of the essential oils, or it could be her ebooks. I think I'm not sure that she has an ebook quite yet that she's created, but is selling other people's products really on her blog. And that is what affiliate marketing is you're taking other people's products and you're actually helping to sell it by talking about what you like about it, what you love, how you use it, how does it solve a problem, how has it helped you, how could it help someone else. And when you really think in that way, that's when your sales are going to start to increase. It's really not about you at the end of the day. It's about what can you do to help others. That's when you're going to see your sales increase. And you have to think about things that you want to promote that have helped you. Don't promote the stuff just to be promoting stuff. If it really hasn't helped you, chances are it's not going to help someone else. So be very, very careful about that. Be picky about what you are trying to sell, whether it be a product that you have purchased in inventory and you're trying to sell. Be picky about it. Because the more ways that it can help people, the easier it is for it to sell, and especially if it's helped you and you could give your own testimony about it. The same is true with affiliate marketing. It's basically the same idea as you're selling something with affiliate marketing. So you want to talk about how has it helped you? What about it do you love? How has it helped other people that you know? And talk about that. And that's really how you can build your audience and get those people coming back to your website, blog, your Shopify store, wherever it is, as much as possible. Now, if you have a Shopify store, you need to use that blog area. You need to do some blogging, and you need to write about your own products. Do not be afraid to write about other people's products too, and put affiliate links in. In fact, there are a couple of apps in the Shopify store that makes it so much easier for you now. What is called Spreader, SPREADR, I believe is what it is. And there's another one in there that is by that same developer. And I think it's called Outlink is what that one is called, the same developer. So one of them is for the Amazon Associates program. The second one is for all affiliate programs that you can use. I think that one is the Outlink that is for all of them. So let's say that you need to fill up your Shopify store with some more products, and you're not sure how you're going to do that. You could put in some that is affiliate links to other people's products. And what it will do is it'll change that buy button, and it will say buy on Amazon or buy on Nordstrom's, wherever it is that it's going to. And that's what it's going to say instead. So don't worry about that. Okay, so anyways, check out the Organic Goat Lady as kind of a little study, and you could take a look at some of the gift guides, but some of the stuff aren't really gift guides. These types of guides do well all year. So I hesitate to call them gift guides, but really what they are is just a list of products is all that a gift guide is. It's a list of products that you are talking about, that you love, that has helped you. And you're talking about that information in depth and explaining that. It could be 2 products. It could be 1 product. It could be 5. It could be 10. It could be 100. However many that you want it to be. And then you create your Pinterest pins, but you need to test your Pinterest pins. That all needs to go into your blog space, whether it's Shopify, whether it's Weebly, Wix. I use WordPress, have for a long time. It needs to go in all of those places. It needs to go in your blog, because I really find that my highest sales are actually coming from the blog itself, where I take the time to talk about it rather than from the store directly. Now that seems strange, but it's called content marketing, and it's indirect sales is what it is. So blogging is a very essential tool for marketing. And if you're in the e-commerce world, blogging is a whole new thing. Okay. That's something that a lot of people in e-commerce don't know about. I started out blogging before I went to e-commerce. And so it's not terribly new to me, but I need to come back to it and to improve a lot of skills. And so that's what I'm doing right now. And using what I already have. So when people come into your blog to read, they take notice of what you have to offer there. Even if you just have a simple link in your menu that says store, they'll take the time to go to your store. They're interested. They want to check out your website. So your blog is a place for people to get to know you. This is how they're going to get to know you. It's like a meet and greet. It's the way of building trust. So if you really, really want to be in the business for long term, at some point you're going to need to start a blog where you could write about your own products, about other people's products, about whatever it is that you love, that you use. It could be a course, your favorite courses that you've taken that have really helped you. Go and get the affiliate links for those and put those in. That stuff is really important to share, because if it's helped you, then it's going to help someone else. And that's really, really important. If you go over to her website, you'll see how it's organized. And again, this is just a very, very basic blog. It has monetized with ads and also monetized with affiliate links. And I would guess that she's probably pulling in by now anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month on just a blog. And this is a blog that she is marketing and promoting on Pinterest with Pinterest pins. So let me put in the URL link so that you can find that as well. Okay, so this is her website, and you can go there and check it out. So it's you know, it's very nice looking. It's clean. It's easy to read. I think it's fairly new within the last year or 2 years, and is probably already pulling in enough extra income there, which is really nice. And it's something that she's doing at home, you know. She is pulling in the revenue with the affiliate links and with ads. It's not really buying physical products. So this is another stream of income that you need to build in, because physical products is great selling, but it's very easy to get money tied up on it. So you got to be careful with that. You'll have way too much in overhead, way too much money tied up in inventory. And until you're able to get that sold, your money is just tied up and you don't have the right cash flow that you need to have. So you got to be careful with that. So anyways, I want you to go check her out on Pinterest. If there's no other questions here, then we'll end for today. But I encourage you to write down a list, and maybe write down several lists of things that are your favorite things. Okay? And then you need to open up an Amazon Associates account and start putting that in your blog. Okay. Depending on what type of blog that you have and where that's at, you want to make sure that you're using no follow links to all of your affiliate links. Okay. Make them no follow. If you're using WordPress, you could use a tool called Pretty Links, which is a WordPress plugin, and that will help you to make all of your affiliate links look nicer. And it's also going to be able to allow you to do them as no follow, so that everything gets indexed into Google better. Otherwise, it's going to suppress you down into the Google search engine, and that's not good with the affiliate links. So it's going to give you better SEO, search engine optimization in general with that. Okay. So once you have your blog and you have got your affiliate links in, you need to start making your pins and start testing 2 to 3 pins at least minimum for each blog post that you write and see how it does. Okay. If right now you don't have time to worry about a blog, don't worry about it. What you need to do instead is inside of your Shopify store, if you have one, or where your products are on eBay, Etsy, Amazon, Teachers Pay Teachers, wherever it is that you have products that you're selling, or maybe you're in direct sales. And let's say that you sell for Younique and you've got a website. You've got your own, everyone who has direct sales, they've got their own little, their own website basically, where you can go in and buy the products from that presenter. So let's say that you sell for Younique. What you need to do is you need to create 2 to 3 pins for every single product that is inside of that website and test those 2 to 3 pins. You can go and ask those companies permission to use the pictures to make sure that you are allowed to. Most of them say yes, that it's okay, because you need to sell their product. And the only way to sell their product is to use the pictures. So that's not a problem in general. I wouldn't stress out about that. You can ask just to make sure that you can do that, but it's not a huge problem to think about or stress out about. So let's say that you sell for Younique, and for each product that you have, create 2 to 3 pins that you pin onto Pinterest. Make sure that they are the long, narrow pins. I am now to the point where I make 1,000 by 1,800 pins because they're slightly wider and definitely longer for me to fit more products in. I can fit more on the pin to make it look not so crowded. And I really think that they're performing a little bit better. So that's up to you. Pinterest, the minimum size requirement that Pinterest says in their recommendations is 735 by 1,300. I like to go all the way out to 1,800, and now I like to go wider than 735. I like to go as far out as 1,000, so that I have more space there on the pin, and it also takes up more real estate space within the Pinterest Smart Feed itself. So that's what I've been testing, and I'm seeing some good results happening there. Okay, well, let's quit for today. And, if you have any questions, you can go to Pin Traffic Power, the Facebook page, and ask some questions there if you want. If you are inside of the Pinterest for e-commerce course, you can find that at the Pin Traffic Power Facebook page is where that's located. Then definitely ask your questions inside of the course as well, so that we can answer those and help you keep moving forward. And next time that we do this, hopefully I will be able to share my screen and I'll be able to show you this so much easier than just simply giving you a link and saying, hey, go click on this link and study it. But in the meantime, be patient with me as we're working through some better solutions here to help everyone a lot better. And so this, at this point, seems to be a better choice for live broadcast from what I was using before. Definitely hang out on Pinterest. Check out the Organic Goat Lady. I'll have another one for you next time. So each time that we get together, we'll have a little bit of a case study. I think that case studies are really fun, where you can see different people, watch what they're doing. And these are people that might be really far along, or there might be people that kind of just got started. They've been doing it for a year, and you can see them at different levels and abilities, different times that they've been on Pinterest, different lengths of time, and see how they are growing and what they're doing to grow their business. So go check out the Organic Goat Lady. I think it's phenomenal. What she's doing is right on track, and I encourage you to do a lot of the same of what she's doing. Follow her lead there. And we'll close out for now and have a good rest of your day. We'll talk later. Bye.